Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am coming out with a video which I know is a lot later during the week. I really wanted it to come out early in the week, but I've just been so busy working. I'm working all of this week and all of next week, but it's Christmas so people have to shop. I hopefully will try to push out more videos sometime during next week. It's Christmas though, so as I said, you know, like holidays and stuff. But let's get on with today's video. Today I will be reviewing Kate Morton's The Secret Keeper, and this is more of a mysterious adult novel that I found to be quite of an interesting read. I do really enjoy Kate Morton as an author. She's probably one of my favourites. That's why I veered towards it, because I felt like, you know, her novels are somewhat what I really enjoy reading. And she really hit the nail on the head with this one as well. Most of her novels haven't really let me down. Actually, all three of them that I have read, I've enjoyed quite a bit. The synopsis of this is basically a 16-year-old girl, Laurel. She witnesses a crime in her backyard during 1961. And then we skip to the present day in 2011, and she's now a famous actress, but she's haunted by that past of hers, so she wants to try and find answers to solve that crime, I guess, like, you know, figure out why that person did what they did. And that opens up to a whole new story about three people, Dorothy, Vivian and Jimmy, who had their lives sort of, you know, muddle up together as they try to figure out quite a lot of things about their own life and about others as well. And their story is set during the 1940s, so Nazi Germany, I think, but this is set in London, so they get bombarded by, you know, all the Nazis and the bombs and stuff like that. So yeah, it does sound quite complicated, but once you read it, it's not too bad. You'll know when you're in the present day, when you're in Laurel's childhood, or when you're with Dorothy, Jimmy and Vivian. And that is partly due to the fact that, and if I can find it here, each chapter will probably have a title, like a mini title, and it's just the place and the date. So in chapter 15 it says I can't even pronounce this, Suffolk or something, 2011. So that makes it easier, and also because you know from the voices, so it'll be it'll be Laurel talking about something and then thinking about it, and then it'll be sectioned off by little, you know, that little line thing, and then it'll be Dorothy explaining, or we'll revisit with Dorothy, and it'll explain what Laurel was talking about, and then it'll cut to Jimmy. So yeah, so it's not sectioned off like with different parts, like Dorothy's speaking in one part and then Laurel in one part, because there are 4 parts in this, but it isn't mainly based on that one person. We still get a lot of narrations happening. It's just that, say, part 3 is about Vivian, we get a lot more about her as a character from other people's perspective, what they think about her life story a lot more. So that's just what the parts mean, not that that person narrates the entire part. So yeah, if you look at it, it's a pretty thick read. It's probably 500 plus pages, and she does get a little windy with her wordings and stuff when she tries to, you know, describe something. It does get a little artsy, but I didn't really mind that because it didn't detract from the story. I was really immersed in what she was writing, just because I find her writing really interesting. The way that she, you know, paints all these images. I could really see the scenery that it was set in, the characters around, or in this novel. I've never really envisioned London besides from the photos, and even then it's just the Big Ben and stuff. But what I read, especially during the 1960s and the 1940s, I could sort of see in my mind, which I really like. I could also see the characters as a whole person, really, you know, understand their characteristics, you know, the special features about them. So that's why I think I really enjoy Kate Morton as a writer. I was worried that with such a thick novel I was going to, you know, be distracted, or be worried that it was going to be drawn out for too long. But I found that the pace was quite good, especially during part 3 onwards. It picked up really quickly. It was a moment where we realized that, you know, all the clues were there, we just needed to put them together, and that was how Morton sort of intensified her novel, which I found really interesting. I think it helped with drawing me in a lot more. Like in the first 2 parts I was like, oh, this is great, and still stuff like that, but I really did want to get to the good bits, you know, why that crime happened, who that person was, what does Dorothy, Jimmy and Vivian have in relation to each other. And once you hit that point, it made me, or once you hit that answer, that massive answer, you realize how great Kate Morton is as a writer. It's a massive plot twist that had me mind blown. It was crazy. I was like, what's going on? And it certainly showed me that, you know, Kate Morton is an excellent writer. Her plots are thought out quite well, and that's why I enjoy her as a really good writer. Most of her novels are like that as well. You can't really expect anything and have that happen. It's sort of out of the ordinary. It's not that it's unique. Even in movies and some other books, those things do happen, but it's just that with this novel, you like have all these suspicions about people, and then bam, you hit with this like surprising thing, and you just let go of all those expectations, those assumptions, and it just makes me feel like it was worth reading all those 500 and something pages. So that was a really good point about the novel as well. Character wise, I think Jimmy and Vivian were the best. Jimmy was such a sweet guy, and Vivian was wholeheartedly good. I don't want to say any more just in case I ruin the story, but the other characters, I found that Laurel was more of a vehicle to drive the plot. She was predominantly the narrator in the novel, but it was basically just her thoughts and what she wanted to know, and then it opened up to Dorothy, Jimmy and Vivian again, those 3 characters. So basically she was, you know, the gateway to the stories that happened during the 1940s, and those stories were quite, they were sad, funny, or actually set during Nazi Germany would it be funny, but I found it was really sort of like sentimental, and it wasn't a bore, just because the adventures they had were really interesting. It really played on the human aspect of us, what we thought about others, what we thought about ourselves, how we identify ourselves, which I really liked as well. The Secret Keeper really kept me engaged as a reader. I found that I still thought about what was happening at the end after I finished reading it, which I like, because there are novels that I've read and then it sort of fades out of my memory and I don't really remember the characters or the plot. But with novels like this, I will remember it over time, and I'll know that I'll be able to recommend it to other people because I enjoyed it, and I definitely recommend it to you guys. It's an adult novel with a mystery or crime twist to it. It's still pretty much based around romance and stuff, but it isn't a soppy sort of romance. Like, it's not too bad. That romance becomes the catalyst to the crime basically, so it makes sense. I will probably give this one a 4 out of 5 stars, just because it's not the best Kate Morton novel I've read. It's really, really good, but there have been other Kate Morton novels that I enjoyed more. I hope you guys enjoyed that review. I don't think, as much as I want to do book discussions, I feel like there's so much to talk about, and it wouldn't do justice, like just me talking about it. I need someone to agree with me or disagree with me, stuff like that. So, you know, I do want to talk about a lot of things about the characters in the novel and things, but you just got to read it to understand. And maybe later on I'll write a blog post about it or something like that. But I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.